So how long have you been retired?
1998. So you do the math.
And how'd you get into woodworking?
When we got our first home, I got to tinkering around. I just had a saber saw and a drill and things like that, and started making little things, and it just snowballed. I couldn't believe how much joy I got out of it.
So what was your first actual workshop like?
It was a quarter of our garage. We had a 2-car garage. My wife said, "This half is mine. You can do what you want with that half." So I split that in half and air conditioned that quarter. I got a radio arm saw and a 6-inch joiner, and things built from there.
So how long have you been in the current workshop?
2001.
Did you design this shop building, or was it here when you moved in?
No. The house was built. They built the house, and I had them build this at the same time.
So what was your first workbench like?
I think this was my first workbench. This came from Home Depot, but it only goes to here. So I extended to the top and put better vices on, and I used that until I built a bigger one.
I see you have a collection of hand tools. Do you use those very often?
Not a lot. I'm more a power tool man, but I do use the hand tools.
So what kind of projects do you like to build in your shop?
Furniture. I have 4 best of shows from the Florida State Fair, all from furniture. And the thing that really got me hooked was the first time I was entered as a beginner, which is what I was. But for the beginner class, I won best of show. And man, I was hooked then.
Do you have a particular style of furniture you like to build?
Well, Mission.
Do you design your own, or do you use plans?
No, mostly I design my own.
And you have a CAD system here to help
Yes.
you with that, right?
Yes, and that's indispensable for designing.
So what's your favorite wood or material to work with? Do you have one?
When I first started, I thought that walnut was the best of everything, and I used a lot of walnut. Then I discovered things like spalted maple and mahogany and curly maple. In fact, I've had several things in the house that were built with those woods.
What do you consider your best quality or talent when it comes to woodworking?
The design.
What's the worst quality about woodworking that you don't really care for?
I'm sloppy. I mean, there's stuff everywhere. I'm not organized.
Do you ever sell your work?
I sell some.
How do you find your clients?
They find me.
So how did you pick up your woodworking skills? Is it mostly self-taught?
Oh, it's self-taught. In fact, there's hundreds of magazines, Fine Woodworking and others.
I see you have an autographed photo of Norm Abram.
And my daughter got me that. She knew how much I appreciated what he has done for woodworkers.
Do you think he was instrumental in keeping you interested or getting you interested in
Oh,
woodworking?
absolutely.
So how do you go about transporting lumber and supplies and finished projects?
Well, I used to have a truck, but as of last week I gave that to my grandson, so I no longer have a truck. But I do still have quite a stock of lumber in the attic here.
Do you store a lot of lumber, or do you buy the wood as you need it for a project?
Well, most of it I buy as I need it for a project. Somebody starting off, there's 2 things that I would recommend. One, if they can do it, is to have a computer to draw, because that's so much faster than pen and ink, and I've used it to figure out some things that I didn't want to try and do mathematically. I could do it on my computer. And Another thing was a little handbook here. My daughter bought this for me. She says in here, "Words are the treasures you pass on to future generations. We hope you fill this journal with your most clever ideas, the perfect formula for mixing aniline dyes, sketches of your original works, and woodworking out, and all of the other things you wish you had," written down. Your famous spaghetti sauce recipe. We love, and love always, Rachel and Dave. That's my daughter and her husband. But there's things in here that I have added over the years. A lot of sketches, and I find myself going back to this on how did I do that? Something I built 10, 12, 15 years ago and have no clue how I did it. Rather than reinvent it, I go in here and look to see if I was smart enough to have recorded it. And the same with the computer, because I have full drawings of a lot of the furniture and things that I built on the computer, and I just print it off anytime I want. Words are the treasures you pass on to future generations.